My new neighbor knocked at my door and said, "I'm really sorry, but I found your husband's wedding ring in my daughter's backpack." I stood at my front door in pajamas, staring at the gold band in Natalia's hand. My husband's wedding ring, the one that never left his finger. "What?" I whispered. "How is that possible?" Natalia got super uncomfortable. "That's what I hoped you could tell me. I found it in Rosie's backpack checking her homework. I have no idea how it got there." I snatched the ring, turning it over. It was definitely his. My heart pounded as horrible scenarios flooded my brain. "I need to figure out what's going on," I said, backing away. "Right now." He was still waking up in the kitchen as I slammed the ring on the counter. "Explain how your wedding ring ended up in a 9-year-old's backpack." He visibly went into a loading screen for a minute. "What? Where did you get that?" "Natalia brought it over. She found it in Rosie's bag." "Why does a child have your ring?" He looked at it for another minute. "But I lost this weeks ago. I've just been too embarrassed to tell you. I have no idea how a kid would have it." I didn't believe him one bit, so I went next door and knocked to get more answers. "Rosie, sweetie, where did you get that ring?" She giggled nervously, twirling her hair. "I just found it." "Found it where?" "I don't know. I just found it." She ran inside before I could continue. Natalia appeared, arms crossed. "My daughter isn't a thief. If she had that ring, your husband gave it to her. My husband barely knows your daughter. Then ask him why he's been spending time with her." Now it was getting dark. I needed more answers, so I stood on the lawn and called my husband's coworker, James. "Has anything weird been happening with him?" "Not really, although I saw him at that coffee shop with some kid a few weeks ago." I hung up when I saw my elderly neighbor getting mail. "Morning, hey, have you seen my husband around Natalia's house?" She looked uncomfortable. "I've seen him coming and going in the afternoons mostly." I assumed you knew. I stormed back inside. "I know you've been going to Natalia's house. Multiple people saw you. With Rosie." "Start talking." His face crumpled. "Please, trust me. It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" "You've been lying about your ring and sneaking around with our neighbor's child." "I can explain, but let me do it properly, please." 5 minutes later, we sat back in Natalia's living room. Mark looked petrified. Natalia cleared her throat. "Your husband's been tutoring Rosie in math for 6 weeks. She was failing badly, too embarrassed for school help." I asked Mark because he mentioned studying engineering. I stared at my husband. "Tutoring? No way. This was too convenient." He nodded, tears forming. "We did a science experiment about chemical reactions. Got messy. I took off my ring to wash hands. Rosie thought it was cool and pocketed it like some spare ring from the experiment. She forgot she had it." "Why didn't you tell me?" His voice broke. 6 months ago, you said I'd become selfish, that I only cared about my career. Never did anything kind for others. It hurt because you were right. When Natalia asked for help, I saw a chance to prove I could change. I wanted to surprise you once Rosie's grades improved, show you I could be the person you fell in love with." His emotion got to me, and I allowed myself to relax. It was quite relieving. We all laughed awkwardly, breaking the tension as I reached for my husband's hand. But then Natalia burst out crying. "I can't keep doing this," she sobbed. "Can't keep living next door, watching you be a husband, watching Rosie ask why we never visit the neighbors." I froze. "What are you talking about?" Natalia looked at my husband, tears streaming. 10 years ago, right before you got engaged to her, we had a thing and I got pregnant. You were so excited about your engagement, I couldn't tell you. I stayed in this house and watched you move in next door with your new wife. I've raised Rosie alone, living right beside you this entire time. She's your daughter, Mark. When she started failing math, I finally had an excuse to let you into her life. I staged this ring thing this morning because I'm exhausted from carrying this secret alone." His face went completely white. "That's when Rosie walked into the room, and that's when I realized why she always looked familiar. She had his eyes."